What's up, guys? Welcome to chapter 2 of the Chaotic Wreck rebuild. So as you saw in the last video, we completely took everything apart, basically stripped them down to all the damaged parts removed so that we can obviously start rebuilding. We got the Can-Am here that needs this left side suspension replaced, as well as plastics, things of that nature. This one is pretty much an all-around. So what we've decided to do on this car is, instead of replacing everything with stock Pro XP, which is the narrow wheelbase, these cars are notorious for being narrow and tall, so aka the perfect recipe for a rollover. That's what happened here. So what we want to do is prevent that. So what we've done is we're going to do the first ever one-off build Turbo S chassis Pro XP. So not only are we going to do it from a 64 inch to a 74 inch, but we're also going to beef up the power from 181 horsepower to 230 horsepower. So we've got all of the goodies. As you see, we are affiliates and dealers for Trinity. We got all the dyno jets, we've got the exhaust components, the tunes, all the goodies are inside of here. We've got the Turbo S axles here. We've also got all the Super ATV components on all of the chassis, all the suspension pieces. And we got the transmission out, that's ready to go to get rebuilt. And now we've got all of our brand new plastics back in from Polaris. These things are freaking expensive.
Credit card bills. Well, I knew this was coming. Let's see what the damage is. Only $10,000.
All in all, the total over the cost is pretty low compared to what I thought it was going to be. Got our brand new radiators in because both of them got completely annihilated, and we did this off camera, but we did put the whole brand new cage on the car too. I think we're only lacking a few parts, like the roof of this, and then maybe the roof for the Can-Am. But as you see, we've had to take everything pretty deeply apart. And the Can-Am, we're not just going to replace the front. We actually got an entire set from Super ATV with a nicer, better, beefier set of A-arms for this car. So not only matches, but it also holds up to a little bit more of a rigorous use. So without further ado, guys, we're going to go ahead and start putting these things together and making them cars again versus a shack. We finished up with the Can-Am, got her all finished up with pretty much bringing her back to where it was. We did a few upgrades. We did the Super ATV front suspension here, a little bit beefier than the stock stuff was. The shocks were pretty much destroyed on the driver's side, so we had to have the front and then rear shock rebuilt And now I had them all redone for the right type of tension and the right type of rebound for riding in the dunes. This is my wife's car, so it's a surprise and joy. With the accident, the whole entire wrap here got completely jacked up by the truck car hitting in here and then destroying this whole back piece. So we went ahead and ordered all the new wrap pieces. As you can see, it all came back out. Believe it or not, these are actually the same doors on both sides. I was able to use a straightening technique and method, and I was able to straighten them back out to where they both work perfectly fine, where they open and close like brand new doors. Another walk around here, you can see in the back of the car, we upgraded it with the billet, with more of the beefier Super ATV radius rods, and we went ahead and added a tow kit so we can pull people out, because this vehicle has a ton of power, and it's kind of our tow pig when we're stuck with another vehicle like deep sand, or if we have something that breaks down. This is always our go-to. We added a particle separator up here so that we can keep the air filter cleaner so we don't have any issues. We put our chase light back in here. And then, just to kind of put the crown jewel on the car, we actually added not one, but two 10-inch subwoofers with a massive amplifier underneath this front seat, and also the driver's seat. Same thing. So we have all that stuff done to it. She's good to go. On this one, we've already, as you can see, got the coolant system already put in. It's actually been filled. I leak tested it. It's good to go. We've got the front suspension with tires sitting on it just to kind of see where the width's going to be, because we're taking it to 74 inches. I actually measured it. It's 76 from the edge of each tire. So it's a lot wider than I thought it was going to be, but I'm not mad about it because it's actually pretty great. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and get some of the plastics done in the rear. We're also going to button up some random bolts here and there. And then back here, we're just going to make sure that all of the plastics here are all complete so that we can work on it. We already got the transmission installed. It's all buttoned up and it's lined up. Everything works, as well as the clutches. The clutches are already all done with the clutch cover on it. So this side's fully finished. So now we just have to do the exhaust on it and just start buttoning it up and getting it all wired in. So we'll get started and let's go. XP all finished. As you see here, we originally were going to do a Turbo S chassis with like the A-arms and also the trailing arms, but upon assembling all of it after buying all the parts, we found out that the geometry just did not work. The tires are too far back, they were angled up like this, and the shocks were too far over, so the entire front end was squatted too low, and there really wasn't much travel, and the tires rubbed terribly. So we kind of had to just bite the bullet, and we actually got Pro XP long travel super ATVs. So we got those for the front, and then for good measure, we went ahead and ordered custom-made HCR trailing arms, which we decided not to powder coat because I thought the welds were amazing. These guys make an amazing product. This is not endorsed by any means, but man, it's a beautiful, beautiful creation. So after putting all that on there, and then we did ones for the actual Pro XP, which both of these trailing arms and A-arms are, we were able to use the Turbo S axles, which they told us to do, but these radius rods here are actually Turbo S. So we're able to retain those and keep those, and same thing with the tie rods. So for steering, we just use Turbo S. So here's the complete package as you see. So what we did is we brought it from a 64-inch wheelbase to now it actually measures out to about 76. So it's super duper wide from like shoulder to shoulder to each tire. So we tuned it to 240 horsepower. We put the exhaust on it. We obviously upgraded the shocks and whatnot so it'd have a little bit more travel. As far as the body is concerned, we put the new doors on it. We did a lot of lighting, and then obviously a lot of this stuff comes standard on these cars, but we did a lot of upgrades on it. On the interior, as you see, we got the tuner here mounted to the top of the gauges. I'll click the key on for you, but what we're able to do here, which is awesome because this thing is plugged into the actual computer of the car or the OBD2 port, is we're able to see, as you can zoom in here, it's actually able to monitor some of the vitals of the engine. So it's kind of nice. We can actually change it on the fly and do a lot of different logging and whatnot just to see how it's operating. And also in here, as you see, we added a bunch of the additional rocker switches so we could have interior lights, fog lights, strobe lights, underglow lights, winch, everything we added with whips and light bars, etc. So as you can tell, we did all of the upgrades here. Majority of it's pretty much stock, but some of these parts were all busted, like the glove box here. This light was ruined here on the actual dash. And then, you know, we added rearview mirrors and a few other things just to kind of make it a little bit better. But for the most part, we pretty much restored it and brought it back to OEM. Other than that, yeah, it's in phenomenal shape, and it actually resulted really well. So we're really happy with the outcome. Today is the day where we actually get to go and test these builds out. We're super excited to finally go and get them, I guess, get the blood running through them again. Obviously, you can see they have the sand tires, so what we got to do is swap it out with our dirt tires to go test it out in the desert. The Pro XP's already got the tires on it because we built it with them on it. The tires that were on it with the sand tires got totally destroyed with the wreck. So we rebuilt it with dirt tires. So we've got to put the dirt tires on this, load it on the trailer, same thing with the Pro XP, and then we're going to go out in the desert and we're going to have a little bit of fun. So we'll see you there. Now that we're here out in the desert to go play with these things and test them out, we're gonna go see what they can do. So hopefully we're not disappointed. It ends up faring that our work paid off. So here we go. right, well, looks like they proved themselves worthy. Aside from needing a little bit of brake bleeding and things of that nature, which I kind of expected without test driving, you don't really know until you actually need to push the brakes. But other than that, they performed flawlessly. Temp stayed good, no issues at all. Suspension was in sync, everything worked really well. So that concludes the third video, well, second video, because we kind of combined the second and third into one. And we'll see you on the next adventure.